Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of Banish The Doubt. This morning, I want to talk about and continue with this series, this theme of our mindset and how it ties in really to banishing the doubt. And I also want to talk about primarily what we call prompters, or what was talked about in the book Three Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. Prompters are the how we were conditioned as little children, what we heard, obviously what we heard from our parents, our family, society, but primarily what we heard from and how our parents acted. It's been said that we learn more about how people act than what they say. But prompters are really what the conversations were in our house, what was said in our house or around different subjects. So things like health and wealth, um, primarily in those areas. And this is how we create an identity, right? So the first prompter I want to talk about is that about money. So one of the prompters might have been there was never there's never enough to go around. Now, think about that, if that's something you heard, or other ones such as what money doesn't grow on trees. I know in my household, a big one was I'm breaking my back out here. A lot of my parents, almost all of my parents' arguments, and there were some pretty nasty ones, screaming matches, was centered around money. Who was working harder, um, breaking my back out there, working my fingers to the bone. See, these are all prompters that subconsciously are being put into children's minds in their head. We don't we see mom and dad argument. We don't take sides. We just like, hey, there's trouble. So we hear these things, and then you find out, right? Some of us find out that to our subconscious, though, as far as this prompter, it believes that there is not enough. So where consciously parents may say, no, no, it's they try to justify it, but to our subconscious, we just believe there's just not enough. So that's something that we carry with us. Prompters are what we carry with us unconsciously throughout our life. So in this manifestation of lack and limitation is all the person can ever encounter. So the person who's going through life, and like I've said in previous videos, there's more month at the end of the money, can never seem to get ahead. These are other prompters that we say, but people maybe come into money and then not too long after that, it's gone. And I talked about in previous videos our success thermostat, but that's also regulated or set. That thermostat is set based on our prompters about success, our prompters about money. So that's one prompter is surrounding money. Another one may be surrounding health. And again, what we may have heard growing up is there is so much sickness in the world, right? You hear that a lot, obviously, in the news. You'll see commercials. And again, to an impressionable young mind, they see that, and then the prompter is set in their subconscious. The subconscious, again, doesn't see right or wrong, good or bad, it just is. It just believes that whatever it's seeing is the truth. The other prompter may be, that there are millions of microbes all around us. So it's another prompter. So it's setting up this fear within us, and it's surrounding health. So some of us, and I know growing up, I had an aunt who it seemed like every time we got together, she was, I'd go say hello to her, and she would always cover her mouth. Oh, honey, please don't touch me, or don't kiss me. I'm sick. I don't feel good. It felt like every single time we were around her, something was wrong. She was always sick. So that's another prompter that we grow up hearing, or it's getting downloaded into our subconscious, and we carry this almost like I mentioned in previous videos, like a bag full of rocks. These prompters are like another stone, another rock that's put in our bag, and it weighs us down, understandably. But it becomes stressful. It's something that we carry around in us, and we don't even realize we're carrying it. We don't even realize we're operating this way. It's like, again, like this computer I'm talking to you through. It's the operating system that's been downloaded into it. So these are the things we're talking about today, and I'm going to talk about how we can identify them, but more importantly, how we can unlock these and get rid of them from our subconscious mind. So here's the next one. Prompters about love or relationships, right? You can't trust anybody. That's a huge one. If you heard that growing up, from a parent or somebody that we held in high esteem, you can't trust anybody. The other one is you're not good enough. So again, to the subconscious mind, this is truth. You can't trust anybody, and you're not good enough. I mean, can you imagine telling a young child that they're not good enough at anything? But this is how society, I know for myself, especially growing up in my generation, a lot of it was, men are tough. You have to have thick skin. No, you have skin. There's nothing about that's thick. It your it's your prompters on how you interact with others. And again, I talked about earlier, who you draw into your life and what your life looks like. All the events that take place are based solely off of this as a foundation, this as an operating system. So that's huge when it comes to love, right? Because what happens? We go out to a relationship, that person breaks up with us, and now what do? Well, we take I believe these are cards, right? And we take them, and what do we say? We hold them close to our vest. We're not going to show these cards. We may show one, but we're not going to show the other two. Why? Well, because we were afraid to get hurt. We can't trust anybody. So again, these are the prompters that have been downloaded to our mind. When the real power, the real strength, the real love in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is complete vulnerability, laying all your cards out there, saying, this is who I am, not holding anything back. But it's a process to go through. So I want to take it the next step further here. So now we think, who can be successful with a subconscious mind or prompter? Who can be successful with subconscious prompters that keeps convincing he or she that everyone is better than them? Who can who can be successful with a prompter like that? See, so with a prompter like that, this is where you get the workaholic. This is where you get the person who is obsessively working. They have to constantly be better than the other person because the prompter is everyone is better than them. So they have to go out to improve. I'm better than you. You're not better than me. I'll show you. I'll work harder, longer and longer, right? Who can achieve anything with a prompter that achieve anything with a prompter that convinces him or her that all achievement is worthless? Who can achieve anything with that type of a prompter, right? The answer obviously is no one. For the subconscious mind is the great creator, and it creates exactly what it is prompted to. So this is why nobody with prompters like that can actually succeed, because our prompters say this is who we truly are. So that's how we're sort of established. That's our baseline. But it can change, and it absolutely can change for you right now, right here, starting today. Okay? Every condition, circumstance, and manifestation, every condition, circumstance, and manifestation of your life can be changed to suit your conscious desire. So this is where we start getting into becoming present. This is where we start getting into understanding. See, once you understand this, that changes everything. Once you understand that you have been conditioned to believe this, you have been conditioned to act this way, you have been conditioned to think this way. Once you understand that, then we look out at everything in our past, everything that has ever happened to us, and we look at it as through a lens of love and understanding that we had to come through that in order to get to where we are. And the evidence of that is we did. We're here. Okay, we're learning, but But understand there are no accidents in this universe. Everything that you've come through to get to where you are right now, and I mean, I don't, and some of you may have had the worst, horrible, horrible circumstances, but understand that you were prompted to be like that. You didn't do it consciously. Okay. But this changes. Today it changes because today we start operating through a lens of being conscious of the unconscious. We start to become conscious of the thoughts that come into our mind that are from the old promptings. And we start to change them. If you are serious about changing, if you are really this, you're saying, this is it, this is my fork in the road, then you're going to want to hang with me for a while here because I will show you. And, just as much as I talk to you guys, I'm also talking to myself. Okay, I don't have all the answers, but I'm also kind of learning this and reminding myself of these things as I'm telling you. So we're taking this journey together. Okay, so here we go. So every condition, circumstance, and manifestation of your life can be changed to suit your conscious desire. So now, how are we going to do this, right? So there are two things that we're going to keep um, mindful of. The first is we know that fear is your enemy. So know that fear is your enemy. You've probably known that for a while, but understand it differently now. And understand the lock. Okay. Fear causes the lock. Okay. And the lock exists in your subconscious mind in the form of prompters. And they're put there by our conscious mind. So we understand that fear is our enemy, and we understand the lock, and the lock is in our subconscious mind, and it was put there by our conscious mind. Okay? So we're going to begin to undo the lock. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to eradicate from our mind all notion of ourselves that has to do with where we live, okay, where you were born, what you have done, and what your circumstances have been. So those are the things we're going to start to eradicate. We're not going to identify ourselves anymore with where you live, where you were born, what you have done, and what your circumstances have been. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to start to learn to live in this moment right here, in that spirit, in that who we truly are on the inside. Okay. All that is, and all that has been your experience is that which you are conscious, convinced of. So everything that has ever happened to you, all that ever goes on in your life is because this is what you're convinced of. Again, based on prompters, the subconscious mind saying this must be it. This is why. So anything that's ever happened is because we were convinced this is how my life must be. It could be no other way because we were operating off of prompters. We're operating from the subconscious mind that believed all the prompters. So I want to read something from the book here, Three Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. Okay. So the universal mind, God consciousness, it knows no big or little, rich or poor, great or insignificant. It gives of itself according to need, and it creates according to desire. It is creating for you and I right now exactly what you are thinking into it. Okay? There is manifested in your experience exactly that which you are convinced of. So then, knowing this as a sort of a foundation, we understand now that everything on the outside from this point forward is just a reflection of our inside. The universal mind says, I'm just going to give you whatever it is. It doesn't understand rich or poor, big or small. So then think as crazily, or as maybe not crazy, but think as wildly as you want. You want $1 billion? You're a billionaire. You are a billionaire right now. If you want absolutely perfect health, eradicated whatever type of health situation is going on in your life right now, you are perfect health right now. It's a process, but the more we can stay present, the more we can stay present right here, right now, as I'm talking to you, as my hands are moving and I'm sitting in this chair, I am right here talking right now. I am present. I am not worried about or concerned with anything going on outside of me right here and right now. This is how, this is what Eckhart Tolle talked about, the power of now. We learn to be in the present moment right now. And right now, whatever it is you want to do, be, or have, you are it. You embody that now. Because again, we just established through the subconscious mind, right? Based on prompters, it doesn't understand. It just is. So the only thing stopping us, is our conscious mind, our physical mind, our mind that we have been conditioned to believe, oh, but you don't understand my circumstances, but you don't understand where I came from. But that's the conditioned mind. That's the mind that society and our upbringing and our family and the people that we spend the most time with, that's how they operate. So we don't know any better because that's who we are surrounded. So that's who we have attracted into our life. This is why, again, like I've said in previous videos, you have attracted this video into your life. You didn't know consciously you did it, but you did. The universal mind says it just brings that to your mind because there's a part of you that is wanting this type of information. There's a part of you that wants to heal, and this is that healing. So these are the prompters, guys, that we understand. Now that we understand this, we know now that it was never us. It was just the outside world conditioning or prompting us on how to think. And starting today, starting right now, right here in this moment, we can start to change. We don't get money, we don't get the relationship, we don't get the job, we don't get the car, the house, whatever it may be, anything physical, anything tangible, we get it up here first before we ever get it physically. We never attract it here to us without first attracting it up here, without first deserving, being saying we're deserving of that. We are worthy of that. We are no longer fearful. We understand that fear is the enemy. And we understand that fear produces or creates the lock inside of us. And now we unlock that. So this is a message for you today, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, just give it a thumbs up. If there's anything that you want to comment or talk about, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you receive all of my videos. You can go back into my library of videos now. I think I've got over 100 videos you can kind of look through. And if there's anything else you'd like for me to talk about or maybe talk more about or you've seen in the previous video, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll try to get to them as I can because they're a heck of a lot. But and also please do if you still feel or if you do feel like sharing this video, go ahead and share it because these are the types of videos, guys, and this is the type of information, mine and other people out there, that as the world hears these messages, we begin to heal the world. We do it one video at a time, one lesson at a time. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And like I always say, God bless and have a great day, and I'll see you the next time.